Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be doing another VJS stream this morning. It's actually something someone brought up in the chat a while back, and I've been thinking about it. So I'm going to be doing skeleton loaders today. I want to try to implement basically skeleton loaders on different pages and see how they work. So Beautify, this is version, the last version of Beautify, so it's version 2. There is a new version that's coming out, but it hasn't ported over all of the components yet. So, but I'm sure it'll work about the same way because View 2 and View 3 both use slots and the v-if conditionals. So I think this component will be exactly the same, except it's going to be rewritten under the hood. So I'm going to be using actually an old app that I built a while back to demo Beautify. So it's called Beautify Productivity Demo App. And I'm going to post this in the chat because it basically has a few different, a few different screens. Actually, I have it running here so you can see. It has tasks, calendar, it has a table, which I really want to see how to use a skeleton loader with this one. And then it has a form. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll use a skeleton loader on a form page. But for things like a table, maybe a calendar, maybe the task list, something like that. And then I'm going to try out some loading cards on the main page here. Hi Richard, how are you? So, yeah, let me go ahead and grab it. So I have my code here. And these are all my different components. So I'm going to go to the home page first. And this is where it just says, welcome to Productivity app. And now in the skeleton loader, I'm just going to scroll down here so you can see the different types of components. YouTube, pretty much all major companies use this. Whenever I load up YouTube, let's see, my bank website, all of those different websites, they have these like basically dummy content that loads. So you can see something on the page before the actual content comes back from the server, the actual data populates or whatever. So yeah, here are some different examples about different layouts you can do, different kind of components that you can do mock loaders for. And basically, okay, so here it's explaining that you can either do it with a slot or a v-if, and both ways seem fine to me, except that with the v-if, or no, with the slot, it says that an extra DOM element is created. So, oh wait, that's the v-if conditional. So basically with a slot, you would take the vSkeleton loader component and pass in a card component. Pass in whatever component you want to do the skeleton loader for. You pass it in as a slot, but there will be some kind of wrapper div rendered. Whereas, of course, if you do a v-if, then there's nothing rendered here because it's just a v-if, and then you can do a v-else on the component that you want to render once loading is finished. So I'm going to try both ways, see how they work. They have kind of a demo here that lets you toggle. The first one is the slot and the second one's the v-if. All right, and then here's the playground. So what's interesting is they have a whole bunch of these components already set up for you, or you can kind of construct your own. So like this one that I'm gonna try out, let's see, table. It's like a whole table that's already set up and ready. And then they also have, my computer's running a little slow. They also have, let's see, list item, paragraph, sentences. I wanted a whole list, but I guess, okay, so here's one list item. And then they have individual elements like chip. You can see that this down here is a chip. And there are some lines and then boxes, so you can kind of construct these as you want as well. So like there's a button, here's an avatar, those are action buttons. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think they said they have 30 of these that are predefined. Oh yeah, over 30 predefined options available. All right, so I already have the Beautify app installed and running. By the way, if you just joined, there's the GitHub repo for the app that I'm going to be doing. Oh, thanks for the follow. The Lone Ranger. Hey. Hi, Assad. How are you? So I think the first thing I want to do is just get a basic card. So I'm going to do that. Let's see, skeleton loader with a basic card. Actually, I want the card component passed inside of it. So let me scroll down and get this. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the whole skeleton loader. And I believe in my code that, let's look at the Beautify plugin. Yeah, I'm registering all components. So I have access to all components already globally in all my templates. So I'm going to just put the skeleton loader on the home page here. And then I need some kind of loading variable. Transition, I believe this is the transition type. So let me see. I guess I can look at the script tag. So transitions, oh, okay, so I can do fade or scale or something like that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that alone for right now. And I need, let's see, I don't need components here, but I do need to set a loading boolean. So let me do data, and then, oh, I need to return it in an object. So return an object. Thank you. Yeah, I wear contacts all the time, but I give my eyes a break sometimes. Oh, hey Dex Vinyl, how are you? How's your Django project going? Okay, so loading, and let's say, oh wait, I want true for right now. All right. Cool. So my first Vuetify Skeleton loader. Okay, and it gives kind of this default, I don't even know if you can see it on the video, this default animation where it like flashes, or this animation flashes by every few seconds. And that kind of gives some movement to the page to let the user know that things are in progress. Okay, so I guess, I mean, I could do the standard, what is it? I forgot for a second, mounted. So I could do a mounted hook and say that here I could set loading equal to true. Oh wait, what am I doing? I need to do this dot loading, and then equals true. And then I could do some kind of set timeout for now. And call set timeout with a function. And then inside here, I could do this dot loading equals false. Project 4.5 jobs to do before complete. 2 sections. Would love a code share session to work it out. Oh, cool. For jobs, you're talking about just the, because that was your own website. You're not talking about client jobs, right? Okay, I think this is good. Let's start loading. Let me start off with loading equals false then. What am I doing? False. Okay. Let me refresh the page. All right, refreshed. Now after 5 seconds, cool. So it changed into the card. So that's pretty simple how it works out of the box. Of course, to mimic loading times, I guess I could go into the dev tools and just slow down network requests. But yeah, I think this is good. So I have the card component, and then let me try out the table component, and then I can see if I can piece together a custom one. So the type of component for skeleton loader is defined here, and then I have to figure out how I define a custom one. But let's see, let me go into table. And then I think for table, it might just be easier to do the v-if, v-else type of thing. Because I'll have to nest the whole table inside of an extra div. Like if I go here, I think I can actually see it. Let's see. I've been back in React world for a little while. Let's see, console. Oh yeah, transition's not defined. Let me look at elements here. So if I inspect this, okay, these are all the cards. Yeah, this card is forever wrapped inside that vSkeleton loader div. Okay, so I think for the table, I'm going to try to do a v-if, v-else. Was the calendar generated by Beautify? Yes, all of these components are Beautify. Beautify actually has really nice calendar components. Oh, I guess I'm missing an icon there. But they have, oh yeah, I can do the drop down here. So they have a weekly, daily, a 4-day, not sure why 4-day, but week, month, and then custom ranges. So I could pick a custom range if I wanted. And then they also have a timeline component where you can do a stacked timeline view, which is a calendar view that I really like to look at what you're doing task after task. I guess daily kind of does that, but it's spaced out by which hours you're doing stuff. Yeah, so there are a few features that I wanted added to the calendar, but right now they're like putting all their effort into upgrading to v3. So I think we won't see new components for a little while with Beautify, probably anyway. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. One of the best calendars I've seen in any library. Okay, so table, yeah, let me try with a custom table. Let's see. So I think let me grab a v-if transition. So me see. If, yeah, I'll just grab this. And I'm going to paste it here. So I have V skeleton loader. Actually, I can just make that self-closing in this case. And then, so V if loading, and then I'll do a V else on the table element. V else. So I wonder, it doesn't seem to affect anything. They both seem to work the same way, but I'm going to try it with transitions and see if it still transitions fine. Oh, nice. So Dex Vinyl, you have your stuff in templates now. So what you could do is just use view from a CDN and kind of page by page, I don't want to say upgrade, but like change over your app to using view inside of the templates and then eventually switch it all over. Oh, okay. So let me set a loading here on data. I'm just going to set it at the top. So loading, and let's say true for right now. And let me grab, I need the table type. So where's the playground here? Usage. Here's the playground. I think this is where I can see all the different types. Skeleton loader. Boilerplate. What is the boilerplate variable? Oh, boilerplate false. Oh, right. That's this option. Okay. Which is boilerplate. Remove the loading animation from the skeleton. All right. So where's the list of these? The full list of skeleton loader options. Let me see. Table. Okay, so available components. These are type. Okay, so these are all the types that I can have. I just didn't scroll down in the API section. So I can basically use, I guess, just type table. So let me, oh wait, not in that component. In this component at the top, I can set the type to table. Let me see if that works. The plan to do the whole thing front end and back end and JS. Okay, so no more Django at all. What happened here? This table doesn't look anything. Sorry, I got distracted. I like the spinner that automatically gives them a spinner for the cursor type. That's cool. But this table doesn't look anything like the one here. Where is the table? Let's see. Here's a table. Yeah, what happened with that? How come this one has all the rows and mine doesn't? Let's see. Ref skeleton type class mix auto. So really there's no more features. Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out why my table is missing things. All right. So it's staying for a while. Oh, okay. So it's a learning kind of just a learning experience to build it. All right. Let's see. Pencil. Oh yeah, these are all. Oh no, they aren't. They're for the table. I don't know then. Let me first copy this mounted. Let's see. Copy. And then let's see, find. Okay, there is no mounted already in here. So I can just put it there. All right. Okay, so the table, yeah, the table does appear. So I wonder if maybe if I pass in the table, it will see all of the rows. Let me actually try that if I don't use a VIF. Because otherwise I have to manually add all of the table rows. So let me, let's see. Let me grab loading. Yeah. Oh wait, height of 94. Wait, let me first try this. Refresh. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I just had to set the height, so there wasn't enough height here to do that. Okay. All right, let me try and see what the transitions look like. If I can transition. Let's see. Okay, that's basic usage. Let me look in the API because this should give me all the options for transitions. Okay, so transition is a string. Oh, it doesn't show me which strings. Okay. But I guess they're probably the same ones that Vue uses by default. So let me go down here. Oh, okay, I see. So, oh, this is cool. I didn't realize this. But with the boilerplate, you can basically use these components to sketch out your design before you put actual components in, which, yeah, I guess it could be useful. Let's see. So VSheet. Let me look and see if they have transitions. Nope. Okay. Implementation. Yeah, so this one has transition types. So fade transition, scale transition. Let me just make a transition variable. And here I can add transition. Oops. Yeah, transition will be pointing to a transition variable. And let's see. Okay. And I can come down here Yeah, below loading, let me set transition. Oh wait, I copied that. There we go. Scale transition. So let me see if that works. Did that work? I didn't really notice anything. Nope, it looked fine. Let me try it here on this component. So let me copy that. Oh, I already have transition here. So I can just add it down here. So if I'm using if else, I think that I'll have to use another component, like a template or something to do the transition. Transition, what was it, scale? Oh, scale transition. That was it. Scale transition. Okay, it worked here. So it works for the slot one when I'm passing the card in here. So I think, where is it? I think for if else, I'm going to have to manually handle the transition, because if it's not passing in as a slot, then it's not, I guess it doesn't know to transition this element down here. So yeah, that is a difference between passing it in as a slot. Okay. So I think actually here it shows how to do it. Let me scroll down. So this is the slot example, but then it has, let's see, V column. So it has this component wrapper around, okay, with the transition around everything. So transition does not equal 1. Okay, let me try doing this then for the table. I'll have to wrap the skeleton loader and the other one and the table both in the transition, except here I don't want the ternary. If it's not equal to 1, yeah. Okay, that's what I want, because I just want it to always have a transition right now. And then I need to close the component down here after the table. So component, let's see. Okay, yeah, I think that will work. And then let's see, I don't need the transition here anymore. And let me actually, so if I go in here, I can fold all of those and I can indent properly. All right. So let me go to my table. This should transition now. Nope, still didn't transition. All right, so let's see, V dash transition. I don't think I need to put, yeah, it doesn't seem like I need to put a transition anywhere else. Yeah, I don't need to define a transition. It should just be here. Hide on leave. I wonder if the key is the if not none. I thought that it would be this. Yeah, let me try adding that back in then. Why not? And see if that works. Okay, put the ternary back in. But transition is the variable down here, so it should never be none because I'm not, it should never be set as none. But anyway, let me add it in and see. Yeah. Okay, well, I really don't know then why it's not transitioning. Let me actually see down here. Yeah, it's working in this example. It's weird because the default slot one is faster than this one when I switch it over. Weird. Let's see, component, the skeleton loader. It might be maybe my view version using the component element here. Maybe it's not, maybe my view version is older because this is an older app. Let me see, package.json, view 2.6.11, that's not really, it's one of the latest versions for Vue 2 anyway. Let's see. Transition. B-transition. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe someone can point me to the correct answer after the stream. Okay. Accessibility. Yeah, one nice thing about Beautify is it does have a lot of built-in accessibility features. All right. Okay, so I think the other thing, well, it's pretty much the skeleton loader component. Let me see. Products. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the skeleton loader component. I could try to build a custom loader. So I guess you can piece these together maybe. Let me see how you do custom. It doesn't seem to give an example of creating a custom loader. Card, chip. Yeah, you would piece it together with these different options. With predefined options for a list of available predefined options. Custom types object. Okay. How do I use types? Let me see. Item types. Okay, so these are all pre-made types. And then I guess you can pass in a custom types object, but it doesn't seem to have an example of that. Let me see. Boilerplate types. Boilerplate. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if I need to actually look on the GitHub for this. Let me see, where's the GitHub link? View on GitHub. Okay, so basically, let me try this in the home component first. So basically, I should be able to pass in a types here. which they said is some kind of an object. So I'd probably get that off of my data here. So let me put types here and define that as an object. So this will be types. And let's see. It's still allergy season where I live, so another, I don't know, maybe month of allergies. Okay, so loading. Oh yeah, types. So I have the object types, and I'm actually going to look in Beautify. So I should be able to see their components inside of Beautify here. Oh, I don't have this starred. Let me start. So let's look in, I guess, in packages. And Beautify. So it seems like everything has turned into a mono repo now, to make it easier to manage. Free Code Camp, all the popular libraries like Vuetify. Okay. Types, test, source, I guess source. And components. And what is it called? V skeleton. Let me search for skeleton loader. Okay. So I'm going to look at the code for this. This is where I'm at, by the way. So V skeleton loader, variables skeleton loader.ts. So I guess index is the import export. Yeah. Skeleton loader ts. Yeah, this is the thing that the issue. I guess it's not an issue, but it takes me longer to look through the source code for Beautify because they have so many mix-ins. It's like you're going down this rabbit hole of different imports. It's not, I guess, as easy to read as other libraries. Okay, so this is the skeleton loader component definition. So I'm gonna look. Good morning, Jared. How are you? Oh, thanks for the sub. Let me look for, I guess, types. Let me look for types. Nope. Okay. So types is an object that it's expecting on props. So this is the types I would pass into skeleton loader as a prop. The default is just an empty object. So I want to know what it's like an example or what I could possibly pass in. Heading, text. Generate bone. Gen bones. Okay, generate skeleton. Let me search again for types. Root types. Okay, and then it's saying this dot types in addition to all of these other ones. So I guess maybe custom types just give you a CSS class and you style it yourself. Let me see. Prop validator, get slot mixins. HTML. All right. So this dot makes it more obvious where the data is coming from. Yep. So what I'm trying to figure out right now is how to make custom types for the skeleton loader. The API here in the Beautify docs, it only says, let's see, yeah, a custom types object that will be combined with the predefined options. So I don't know what this custom types object is supposed to look like though. So that's why I'm trying to look through the component here and see, because it's defined on props here as just an object. And then here, the object is spread into this root types object, so I can add any of my own types. Oh wait, I guess there'll be this then. I guess it will be an object of these things. So, text. So let me just try adding my own. I don't know what a custom type would be. I guess I could just add a couple circles. Like, let me get avatar. So avatar is really just a circle. I guess I can do avatars and chips. So let me define a type here. Let me just define something I'll just call row. And then here, okay, so they're comma separated string values. Just try it. Okay. I feel like this should be in the documentation somewhere, but I can do, okay, so I can do like avatar and then chip, avatar, chip. Okay. And I can set that as a custom type, and that will be added on to, in addition to this type that I have. So let me see if this works. Nope. I guess that now I can do maybe row. If I'm passing in custom types. Oh yeah, it works. Well, it's a column view. So I guess I would have to style this. What is that? Doritos? Doritos down arrow? I don't know what that means. Okay, so if I switch back and forth, yeah, so I guess this must be, there must be classes here. I think I can see those in the API docs. Oh, avatar chip, avatar chip. Cool. How did you get the Doritos one? Makes me want chips. Okay, so Sass, I have some Sass variables. Skeleton loader, and they set some default Sass variables. I don't know if this is what I want though. Heading, padding, okay. Because I think, and let me look in here. Let me just set loading to true. Okay, so now let me inspect this. Oh, I still have the mounted thing. So get rid of mounted. And now I have loading. Be skeleton loader. Okay, there's the header. So here's the skeleton loader. So I have a V skeleton loader class I can use for is loading. And then I have this div inside of that, which, okay, so it gives me a class for my type, which is v-skeleton loader _ row. And it automatically creates this class for me based off of the name of my loader. Okay, so I can basically create, I think I can create a script tag or a style tag here. So style, and then let's see, let me do lang equals sass, sass, and then this is a class, so I'm using indented syntax sass, basically sass without the curly braces. And let me do, hi JZZ, how are you? Let's see, the skeleton loader row, oh yeah, so all the chips, these things, the skeleton loader avatar chip, all of those things are inside of this div. So I think I can do display flex, and that should display it in a row now. Maybe. Do I need to refresh? Okay, maybe I need to change the flex direction also. Let's, because the default is row, but I guess it might already be displaying some other way. Can I do, is it flex row or is it just row? I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, let me inspect this again. And the skeleton loader row. Oh, how do you do this without using inspect element? What do you mean, how do I do it without using inspect element? Okay, yeah, I can't scope it because when I scope it, the styles only affect my home.view component, and I'm styling an imported component, the skeleton loader component. I don't know what you mean, how do I do this without using inspect? Okay, so I can basically style all of these different elements. Oh, v skeleton loader bone. So I guess this references every single element. It gives me a class that's the same on every element and a class that's unique. Cool. You could use selector specifically for scoping if needed. Oh, you mean nesting inside of a class? Like nesting other classes inside of this class and using a class to scope it? I feel like I look like the girl from Scooby-Doo with this hair and these glasses. A little bit, maybe. I just saw myself on the screen. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Jared's saying that I could add a wrapper class, which I do, a home class. So if I wanted to scope this, I could do this, basically, and then nest everything inside of that, because in Sass, whether it's SASS or SCSS, you can nest styles. Okay, and that should still work. Yeah, it seems to still work. Okay, I don't think I need flex direction now because, yeah, because now that it's properly doing display flex, that's the default for display flex, is to do it in a row. Jinkies. Yeah, so at the conference that I attended recently, there was a talk on AI text recognition, but it was using all of the Scooby-Doo words, like all the phrases they use on Scooby-Doo to try to identify who had said that. Like, did Shaggy say it? Did Scooby say it? Did Velma say it? It was really cool. All right. Basically, I guess I thought that you could have more than one type on the skeleton loader. So if I passed in types, then I could have, do many different types. But here, it seems like I can only have one. So I wonder what would happen if I got rid of... Oh wait, I can't do that. Okay, what if I get rid of just type? Maybe I can have many types? Let me see if that even still works. Nope, it doesn't appear to work at all. Although I'm still getting a loading, but nothing is showing up. So I need to have a type. I wish I could have an array of types. Because it seems like I need to have a skeleton loader component for each type. And then I'm wondering, why do I have to pass in a whole object of types if I'm just using one here? Do you know what I mean? So what if I had, let's say, I don't know, some other type of thing here, and some other custom type. What things do I have here? Let me take sentences and paragraph. Sentences, paragraph. Okay, so I have another type here. And I have to pass in, I'm passing in all the types on the object, but I'm only using one. So if I do test, let's see. Yeah, there's sentences and here's paragraph. Just doing some pre-processing on the data set. Cool. What kind of data set are you using? Turning off my watch dinging. Let's see. So I have another custom type. I wonder, you think I could pass in an array here? Or what if I had a comma separated list here? Maybe. Nope. Is there some kind of error? Use transition group for lists. Okay. Okay, well, I can't see the other one. Yeah, I think this strikes me as kind of weird. So let's say I have multiple cards. I just need to create a whole nother skeleton loader. And let me do this one as row. Oh, hey, Anna Codes, how are you? Oh, for an assignment? I'm actually going back to school too. I have my first exams next week. Alright, so I guess the confusion is that I'm passing in a whole object, but I'm only using one type, so why wouldn't I just do something like pass in a single type or something like that. So these are combinations of predefined types, but I wonder, let me look at tests, for example. So I wonder if I could do something like a really custom type that I create, add it onto here, and then it will give me a class and then I can style it on my own. So let me see. So if I inspect this, yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. Just my allergies. Sometimes I have to get off camera and take care of my allergies, but overall it's pretty good. Things are opening back up here. Oh, and I got my vaccination yesterday, so I'll be able to travel again soon. Although I've really enjoyed being at the house. Text skeleton loader. Oh, okay, so that's just paragraph. Sentences, paragraph. Oh, yeah, it gave me my type. Okay. So my type isn't anything right now, so I can define that. Let me use this class. Let me go to my styles tag and my type, and let me see. 200 pixels. And wait, why is it adding that? I don't know. It's trying to add a semicolon in Sass. I don't use semicolons in Python, JavaScript, or anything else. I try to avoid them. Okay, so width and height, and let me set a background. So background color, and I'll do, I don't know, some random color. Okay. It's not showing up though. Skeleton loader, my type. Okay, so I wonder what happens if I add it onto, because maybe it's just not showing because it's too far down. Let me add it on here as well. Yay, I can see it. Oh, and it gives me an animation too. That's cool. So yeah, I can add my own types in here. I can add either combinations of the standard types that they provide, or I can completely create my own custom types and mix them in. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, and I think the only thing that I need to do is just mostly, like if I want a transition, I need to set up the transition properly, which is easy if I'm using it passed in the slot. So skeleton loader, the skeleton loader component has a default slot, and I'm passing in the card component in that default slot. Yeah, and then I need to, oh, I'm setting the height. That's why I can't see it. So let me set a bigger height. Okay. Yeah, now I can partially see it because I set the height. That's why. Okay, so yeah, I think that how I would use this, yeah, I guess it would just be for loading, setting some type of, when I'm waiting for content from the server for the page load. Someone had a question about using this with the router, so I'm not sure. I really can't think of a case when I would want to hook this up to a router. Maybe there's a case that I'm not thinking of. Oh, hey, Robotic Head, how are you? And thanks for the follow, Marco. All right. Yeah, I can't think of a case where I would use this with a router and not be setting like a regular loading indicator when something loads. So I don't know, maybe there's a use case that I'm missing here. Oh, you two know each other. Cool. Yeah, maybe there's a use case I'm missing. So let me know if there's some other use case for skeleton loaders, but I think I pretty much covered everything. So from the types to the slot, and then in my table.view here, I have the, oh yeah, the vif. So I'm setting a vif and velse instead of passing the component in as a slot. All right, is there anything else anyone wants to see with a skeleton loader? I don't think there's too much else to this component. We seem to have talked about the whole API. I mean, except for setting up with, what is that called? The boilerplate. Yeah, we could set it up with a boilerplate, but honestly, if I'm going to use the boilerplate, I would probably just make that static, and I don't know, there could be a use case for it, but I would probably make it static and do it in an actual mock-up program like Balsamic or something. Yeah, so boilerplate basically gets rid of any animations, and you can do like mock-ups via code, I guess. And then it might be good if you have a page partially built and you want to quickly mock up like a table without actually making it. You could easily just add this to a page already and stick it as a boilerplate. Yeah, so I guess that might be a good use case for this. Yeah, exactly. The skeleton loader is the loading animation while your data loads. You can see that on YouTube, I don't know, popular newspapers, big sites, Google, they all use skeleton loaders now. It helps prevent users from bouncing. It gives them some indication that everything is coming up on the page, especially when you see a continuous animation. It's kind of nicer than just putting a spinner, which spinner's okay, but this is like the next step up from having a loader spinner. Yeah. All right, so if you have another Beautify component or any kind of view library that you want me to go over in a stream, then let me know in my Discord. I do want to check in, so Beautify version 3. I do want to check in and see if they added any new components. Yeah. And actually, I was excited when they added that. Let's see, Beautify 3. They have docs. Okay, well, that's their project board for Beautify 3. I wonder if I can see it in their docs here. Like some libraries have a switcher. Oh yeah, here it is. Current release, next branch. I think next.beautifyjs.com. And then this is where I can see the Vue 3 documentation. So if I go to get started, let's see, UI components. I did a couple streams on this before, and I mostly had to use just like the grid system sheets. I had to use sheets for everything because they didn't have, oh, where's it going? Okay. They didn't have the nav bar or anything ported over yet. So it looks like they still haven't. Dividers. They did add footers though, which is nice. It gives you an easy way to make a sticky footer at the bottom of your page. And then I think all of the examples in the docs, they just ported over. Yeah, here are all the footer examples. Their new docs are cool though, because it seems like they have more of these interactive blocks. So you can actually try out and change the code and stuff. Yeah, let me see. Okay, and they actually have the API in a different place, so it's not in that in the box inside of the same component. But here's the whole API. So they actually have the API all ported over, it seems, or most of it down here, and then they're working on transferring over the UI components, and I think the styles, oh no, these aren't all ported over either. So yeah, it's still a work in progress. Here's the Beautify footer link. So yeah, I've been keeping tabs on that, hoping that I can start another professional project in Beautify in a few months. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.